What color is Feverdream?
Feverdream, I want to say, all right, now I'm like, in my head, it's almost like a...
Wait, hold on. I'm going to say what color I think.
Write it down, write it down, write it down. Guys, Alex Warren is here.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm hanging. This is fun. You're my last interview today before I go to rehearsal, so it's really exciting.
Are you super excited to go to rehearsals?
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty tired, so
Yeah.
I need something to pick me up.
Are you resting?
No, I'm really not. I need some sleep.
You do, because I feel like you have a lot going on right now.
Right.
Like your song's popping, everything about you is popping,
Thank
your
you.
fans are popping.
Yeah, they're
I
great.
feel like you need to
Sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're no good to me if you don't sleep, Alex.
I know. I need to down a NyQuil bottle or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are doing everything that you hoped and dreamed of?
Yes, and it's the coolest feeling in the world. It's like it was so funny. I was about to go surf the other day, and I'm like looking at the sunset while I'm about to paddle out, and I just started reflecting on my life a bit, and it was really, really cool to be like, I have no complaints in my life right now.
Did you get emotional while doing so?
Oh my God, yeah. This whole week has been really emotional. I think just because I've had time to like kind of think about the last year or so and where it's going, and it feels I feel like I'm always thinking it's going to go away, and it's nice to know it's not at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been great.
Why do you feel like it's going to go away? Is that a little bit of imposter syndrome, or is that you just like...
110%.
Is it really?
I feel like a lot of people in this industry have it. Even the people you think are super confident have it. And I think as well as, you're constantly being compared to other people, and it's just a very competitive field. It really is.
How do you get over that?
Stuff like that. It's like paddling out at sunset and realizing I have a great life and I have amazing friends and family and I make music that I love. There's no competition in my head at that.
First of all, I feel like you have an amazing story.
Thank you.
And I feel like you are exactly where you need to be
Yeah.
at this very moment.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like when you sit back and you realize everything that you've been through, everything that you've been grinding for.
Yeah.
It would literally take my breath away to realize, like, oh my gosh, this is what's happening.
Dude, it's the coolest thing ever. It's truly, I don't know how, if it does feel like you're dreaming. It's the best way. And it sounds so cliche, and every single person in this position probably says it, but it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
What about being on stage and performing? Does that feel real?
No, it's more of like, I think Ed Sheeran said it perfectly. It's like, that's a different person. It's like a persona. Me on stage is very confident and very funny, and off stage I'm pretty vanilla. Pretty vanilla.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty boring.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think it's about being on stage that gives you that extra oomph?
I have no idea. It just turns on. It's like a whoosh going through you. Like whenever I do award shows and they go, Alex Warren, immediately you feel this like it's like a wave. It's really cool. All that fear goes away.
That's interesting.
I know.
That's how you know you're made for it, because I know that there are so many people out there that want to do this, but they can't get over that nervousness
So
or the
interesting.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Are you a big anxiety sufferer?
I don't know. I don't think so. It just depends. Like I'm pretty confident now, unless like if I'm sick or something happens, then I get pretty anxious. But yeah, at the current moment, no. I don't think I suffer from that.
I feel like that I would live in that headspace just doing this.
Yeah.
Just like...
There's a lot of people I bet who are super confident though. Like the way more confident than I think I could ever be.
What's interesting is how I feel like you almost have to like be super confident to do this job.
Yeah,
like
but so many people aren't, and it's the craziest thing ever.
Knowing that not necessarily drives me crazy, but I'm so surprised to hear that, because people get on stage and they turn into these characters, and they're able to like, you're talking to a crowd. Let's say you're doing an arena tour. It's at least 10,000 people in there.
Yeah.
You're talking to them. They're jamming to your songs. They're singing along. Like, how can you not? I don't know. That's weird to me.
I understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of artists separate themselves from the art.
Do you?
Yeah.
How so?
A lot of times your song takes on a world where it's not your song anymore. And, especially for that, then all of a sudden when people are singing it, you almost feel like it's not your song. Does that make sense? Like when you play a song, you start to hear the intro and everyone's cheering and they start singing it, you kind of feel as if you're doing your best version of that song, but it's not necessarily yours.
It doesn't belong to you.
Feels like everyone else's.
belongs to the world.
Exactly. It's weird. It's so hard to explain because it's not like, it does feel like if I walk into a bar and someone goes, oh, you're the ordinary guy. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's my song. But like when you play it at a show and there's 20,000 people there to see you sing that song, I think it's really easy for you to be like, this isn't my song.
Does it trip you out? Let me tell you something, Alex. It would trip me the hell out if I'm on stage performing and you see everybody jamming and rocking and singing along to your song.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. It's really, really sick. It's really cool to see other people jamming to it. Like if Luke Combs plays it, because Luke plays it a lot on his tour.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played like 70 or 100,000 people at his show, and everyone was screaming it. Like, that's cool as heck. Because those people probably don't listen to me, but they know the song.
Like, that's why I feel like
that's
music,
the cool part.
You don't find music. Music does find you.
Yeah, 110%. I think especially because of radio. Like, that's truly, so many people hop into Ubers and even throw it on their own cars. And like for me, at least, I listen to radio all the time. And it's really cool to discover new music that's kind of doing well, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's a formula to it. And I think it's really beautiful.
So besides like not sleeping, what do you do on your days off?
I just surf all day.
Do you really?
I literally surf all day. Or I skateboard. I'm so simple. And so literally I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and I'll go surf. I get back at noon and I'll go get a burrito, and then I'll go skateboard for a few hours, and then sunset hits and I'll go surf.
I love that.
I leave my phone on the counter. I don't do anything.
Do you surf in Malibu or do you go down south?
Both. Yeah.
You do.
There's a studio in Malibu, so there's a private beach that we go to, and it's really cool to like. I surf with like the guy who works there, and it's so nice because we just go to the private beach and surf that, or I have a place in Encinitas, and we just surf out front of my house.
Can I tell you how I went surfing the first time last year?
Where?
We were down in Huntington Beach.
Love.
And my thick ass could not get on the board.
I can teach you. I taught 2 people yesterday.
How?
It was one of my first jobs.
Is it really?
Yeah. I can set you up for success. I guarantee you if I took you out, I could get you to stand up in the first 30 minutes.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a fear of the water, but I just cannot. You know, like
my
how
friend was
like,
deathly scared of the ocean, and once we were out there, he paddled all the way out to the break. I promise you, I could teach you. I can get you there.
Can we make that happen, please?
I will do it. That would be so fun.
I know. We could put it on the internet. It could be your second job.
I would love that. It was my job for a very long time.
I mean, you know, like
especially when you teach kids how to surf, I can teach adults really easily now.
Not that nimble though.
Doesn't matter. Big enough board. Like I think how big was the board you tried it on?
I don't even remember. It was one of those big boys though.
Like a Costco board? I'd put you on like a big Costco board. That's what I taught everyone else on. It's like a 9-footer.
Do you go out there and you like push everybody out there too? And you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I turn you around and I push you into the wave. Paddle.
And then all
you hear is paddle.
And then you're like, when the waves come, and then you're like,
yeah. But I teach you on the sand first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
I'm in.
Do me a favor and tell me about Feverdream, please.
Yeah, I wrote it about my wife. My wife and I were long distance for a good minute, and I refused to say I love you because I wanted it to be in person. I wanted it to mean something like that, and so she was hopping off the airplane from Hawaii, so everyone's just sunburnt, wearing floral tees, and this girl comes out tan as hell with bad box dye, bleached blonde hair, and I remember going, "This is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen." And she was just so unique, and I ran up to her and I kissed her, and the first words out of my mouth was, "I love you." And that feeling, how do you encapsulate that? And I wanted to do it in a song that was a bit different from ordinary. It was something very like, not like low lift, very easily remembering, and Feverdream came about that.
You know what's interesting? Whenever I talk into the song on the radio, I always say that this is like a different sound for Alex, Feverdream. Yeah. Is that done on purpose, or is that something?
I think it's done on purpose, but it's also like not like we don't sit down and go, we have to write something different than ordinary. We sit down and go, what do we want to make today? And we start messing around with a synthesizer. And I fell in love with just like the quirky, 80s disco that no one kind of like touches anymore. And so I've been trying to not stray too far from the path. And so on the album, there's a lot of songs very similar to ordinary sonically, but there's also a lot of songs that are very much like, like, in my opinion, perfect radio songs. Yeah. And so I've just been kind of trying to tread the beaten path a bit.
For someone like me who's never went through the whole process of writing a song and putting a song together, Take me on that process. Like, how do you do it per se?
It's different per person. For me, at least, it's been really helpful to have. I work with the same people, so it's 3 of my bestest friends that I've been working with for the last 4 years of my life, and they know everything about me. And we'll sit down, and I have a book, and I have titles written down. I have song ideas. It's called Alex's Songbook, and I bring it everywhere I go. And every time something happens to me, I write in it. And we'll sit down and I'll have a guitar or they'll have a piano and we all just start playing a bunch of chords. We find a key and we just start messing with different things. And from there, it's just, what does a song feel like? And then we figure out the feeling of what it is. And then we figure out, what do we want to say? A lot of people will sometimes I'll just go in with a title and I'll be like, I want this title. What does the song sound like? And so we have to guess what that title would sound like. It's cool is when you hear Feverdream, you think of the song Feverdream. Like, it sounds like it is a fever dream.
I was going to say that. Like, it sonically sounds like you are going through it.
Yeah.
Like you're just
ordinary.
Waking up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's the same thing. Like, I think a lot of these songs sound what they look like.
Is there
it's the right color is what we call it.
So what's interesting is how I've done interviews and people say, and I'm the same way, I can see music in colors.
Yes.
And Ordinary is like a blue song for me.
I was just about to say it's a blue song.
Blue in it, like Amy's shirt.
What color is Feverdream?
Feverdream, I want to say, all right, now I'm like, in my head, it's almost like a...
Wait, hold on. I'm going to say what color I think.
Write it down. Here we go. And then flip it over. I'm going to turn around. So I have like a couple colors in my head that what I think Feverdream is. It's like a reddish, purplish, brownish song.
I didn't say that at all.
No?
I said it's yellow, sometimes orange.
Yellow!
Sometimes orange.
And
what do you do when you get yellow and orange mixed together?
I don't know.
Me neither. I was hoping.
What colors does that make?
You get brown. You get brown.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's interesting how you see colors in songs too.
Yeah, but it's so funny that... Wow. Yeah. Wait, I wasn't expecting brown. That's good.
Yeah.
What color is Eternity to you? Have you heard that song yet?
I haven't.
Oh, you gotta. I'll play that. I think you would think that one's greenish brown.
See, it's weird how
but blue.
Huh?
But blue. We could go on for a long time about this.
No, I absolutely. It's so weird because when I talk to people and tell them that I hear songs in colors or see colors in songs, I had no idea that was a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Like, so many people I talk to and they're like, "What? Seeing songs and colors? Like, what's?"
I'm so happy we both had Ordinary though.
Absolutely, blue. When you are writing
it's
a song,
the only right answer.
Absolutely. Yeah. In my opinion,
I agree.
When you're writing a song, is there anything that is off limits?
No, because I think it's like that's my therapy. So everything. There's a lot of songs I write about that you probably won't see just because it was something I needed to write. But nothing's off limits at all. I think that's the whole point of at least me as a musician, and why I think people are gravitated towards it is because they know everything I'm writing is what I'm writing. It's not a pitch song. It's not some BS that I didn't live through. And therefore I feel like I owe it to the listener to be completely honest and completely transparent.
Are you ever, like, when you write a song, right? Are you ever like, maybe I shouldn't have wrote this. Maybe I shouldn't have talked about this.
All the time. There's a song I wrote about in my wife's perspective that she hates, but everyone loves. And I often think, damn, I probably shouldn't have written it because it's a pretty cruel song. It's pretty bad.
Does she give you hell whenever this song comes up or whatever you talk about said song?
No, because she understands it. Like, that's the one thing. I think she really understands it, and she loves the song, and she hates that it was like what it's about. And like that's the something where it's like, I think a lot of times when I think the one thing she probably doesn't like is when we get in arguments, I go and I write about it.
You're just like...
Yeah, and it's like a healing thing, and then I write it and I go, wow, like I was so fucking wrong. Like I was like, so a lot of times I have a lot of revelations of like an argument, and I'm like, wow, I should have handled that, and I call her and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Well, I think that's cool, like that you will actually, self-reflect when you're writing, and you're like, this was absolutely my fault.
100%.
How can I be a better person?
My wife is perfect. Like, and I say this all the time, my wife is so fucking perfect, and I'm a lot of work, and I feel like most people who write music are. I hate to say it, sorry. I thought that I read this once that like most people who write love songs are really, really difficult lovers.
Why do you feel like that's the case?
I don't know. I really don't. I think it's honestly it's so bizarre, but it's so true at the same time.
You know what it is? What I feel like it is because you are very in tune with your feelings.
Sure.
And I feel like that's why maybe someone who writes love songs may be a little difficult to deal with because you are in tune with your feelings. You know what you want.
Yeah.
You know what your perception of love is.
Dude.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't necessarily, I feel like, what's the word? Like they don't hold up to your definition of what you feel like love is. In my opinion.
Interesting.
I just play a therapist on TV.
I love it.
It's literally what I want to do.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You want to play a therapist on TV?
Yeah.
I need to see
or
that.
right now.
Like a Grey's Anatomy thing?
Mm-hmm. Or we can play it right now.
Okay.
Tell me your deepest thoughts and secrets.
Deepest thought? I have no secrets, funny enough. Like there's not a secret in my life, which is weird, and I wish I had one. Deepest thought? I don't know. I'm really happy. First time in my life. You know, like I think for a long time I was always playing a character in some sorts, and when I started music, I was being honest, and I was a heavily bullied kid. So now all of a sudden, you know, after so long wanting to be accepted, now people accept me. I think I have a hard time accepting that. Yeah.
Why? Do you feel like you're not worthy?
It's not that I don't think I'm worthy. I think so. When you get shoved, every time you stood up, you got shoved down for 20 years. And then at 21, you stand up and someone doesn't shove you down. You start to wonder why they didn't shove you down. And I think it's like the whole thing of like, you know, for a long time I was told I couldn't do it. And all of a sudden people are like, he's got a great voice and he's amazing. And it's kind of like, but my entire life I was told otherwise.
You start to believe it.
Yeah, but also especially like my mom passed away and she was a huge critic of me. Like a huge, you suck, you will never do this. And it was very abusive. And as time goes on, we never had that closure. So when she passed away, it was really difficult because I still have that voice because there was never that moment of kind of, you know, closing that chapter.
So when did it click? When did you think to yourself, I am good at this. I do have a great voice. I do write great music. At what point were you just like, I can do this. I'm doing well with this?
It was probably after like my 100th show. I think it was just like when I started to get confident enough to not be scared. And I was also just like ready to, you know, I was like, wow, I want to show off. And like, it was always like, oh, I hope I get through this. I hope I sound decent for 30% of this. And when it was like, wait, I want to impress these people. That was when it was like, okay, cool. Like I'm confident enough that I can impress someone doing this, you know?
After 100 shows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
I would be like, yes.
Oh yeah. I used to throw up before shows all the time.
You did?
Oh my God. Yeah. I would be freaking out.
Why? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Because here's my thing.
I get clipped and it gets posted to the internet.
Who cares about what people on the internet think? In my opinion.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I know somebody leaves a bad comment under this video and I am clapping back. Absolutely. I am that guy
100%.
that is like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear it. And it took me a long time to get into that train of thought.
Yeah. Well, you're thriving now.
Yeah, right.
We appreciate everything that you do. One last question. What are you working on next?
Just finished an album. I'm kind of trying to pick the order and trying to figure out what goes where and how many songs are on it and what I leave out. So it's just, you know, trying to figure that out and tour. I'm simple. So simple.
Simple, but good dude.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.